Why do people hate the USA? Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a controversial and often misunderstood topic. Why do people hate the USA? Whether you love it, hate it, or fall somewhere in between, the United States evokes strong emotions worldwide. Stick around, because this is going to be a deep dive. Let's start by addressing one of the most commonly cited reasons. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for future interesting videos. 1. Historical context. To understand why some people harbor negative feelings towards the USA, we need to look at history. The United States has played a significant role in many global events, from its colonial beginnings to its emergence as a superpower. Events like the Vietnam War, the Cold War, and various military interventions have left lasting impressions on different nations. While some view these actions as efforts to spread democracy and freedom, others see them as examples of American imperialism and interference. For instance, the Vietnam War not only caused immense suffering, but also fueled anti-American sentiment in many parts of the world. Similarly, the Cold War era was marked by intense rivalry and suspicion, with the USA often seen as an aggressive force against communism. These historical contexts provide a backdrop to understanding the deep-rooted sentiments that exist in various regions. By hearing from experts, we can better grasp the long-term impacts of these historical events on global perceptions of the USA. 2. Political and military influence. The United States' political and military influence extends across the globe. With over 800 military bases in more than 70 countries, the US presence is pervasive. While this is often justified as necessary for global security, many people view it as an overreach of power and a form of neo-imperialism. Drone strikes and military interventions in countries like Iraq, Afghanistan, and Libya have sparked significant controversy. These actions, often perceived as unilateral, have led to civilian casualties and long-term instability, fostering resentment towards the US government and its policies. For many, these military actions symbolize a disregard for national sovereignty and human life, exacerbating anti-American sentiments. Hearing from those directly impacted can shed light on the profound and lasting effects of these interventions. 3. Economic influence and globalization. Economic influence is another major factor. American corporations and brands are ubiquitous, shaping cultures and economies worldwide. While globalization has its benefits, it also leads to economic disparities and cultural homogenization. The dominance of companies like McDonald's, Coca-Cola, and tech giants like Google and Amazon can be seen as cultural imperialism, eroding local traditions and economies. Moreover, economic policies and trade agreements often favor the US, leading to perceptions of exploitation and unfair advantages. This economic dominance can create a sense of resentment and opposition among those who feel marginalized by the global economic system. For instance, the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, has had both positive and negative impacts, with some critics arguing it has benefited the US at the expense of Mexican workers. Understanding these economic dynamics helps us see why global perceptions of American economic policies can be so divisive. 4. Cultural influence and perceptions. The USA's cultural influence is undeniable. Hollywood movies, TV shows, and music dominate the entertainment industry, shaping global perceptions and trends. While many people enjoy American culture, others see it as overpowering and detrimental to their own cultural identities. The portrayal of American lifestyles and values can sometimes create unrealistic expectations and stereotypes. This cultural export, often seen as glamorous and desirable, can overshadow local cultures and traditions, leading to a backlash against perceived cultural imperialism. For example, the widespread popularity of fast food and Western fashion can dilute traditional culinary practices and clothing styles, leading to concerns about cultural preservation. Balancing the global appeal of American culture with the preservation of local identities is a complex challenge. 5. Political and social issues. Domestically, the US faces its own set of political and social issues. The polarized political climate, systemic racism, gun violence, and social inequality are widely reported and scrutinized globally. These issues can tarnish the image of the USA as a land of opportunity and freedom, highlighting the gap between ideals and reality. For many, these internal struggles reflect deeper systemic problems and hypocrisy in American society. The perceived failure to address these issues adequately can fuel negative perceptions abroad. Movements like Black Lives Matter have highlighted systemic racism and police brutality, sparking global solidarity but also criticism of American societal structures. It's important to recognize the efforts being made within the US to tackle these challenges, as they are often overshadowed by negative headlines. 6. Environmental policies. Environmental policies and practices are another point of contention. The US, being one of the largest carbon emitters, has faced criticism for its stance on climate change and environmental protection. Decisions to withdraw from international agreements, like the Paris Climate Accord, have sparked global outrage and concern. Many people view the US as not taking sufficient responsibility for its environmental impact, leading to frustration and opposition from environmental activists and concerned citizens worldwide. The impact of climate change is felt globally, and when a major player like the US is seen as not pulling its weight, it generates significant backlash. Seeing the real-world consequences of environmental negligence underscores the urgency of this issue. 7. Immigration policies. Immigration policies and treatment of migrants and refugees have also attracted significant criticism. The USA's strict immigration laws, border wall construction, and family separation policies have been widely condemned. These policies are often seen as inhumane and contradictory to the American ideal of being a melting pot of cultures. The global reaction to these policies highlights the tension between national security concerns and humanitarian values. The stories of families being separated at the border have particularly struck a chord worldwide, symbolizing a perceived lack of compassion and empathy. Highlighting the work of those fighting for more humane immigration policies shows that change is possible. 8. Media and misinformation. The role of media and misinformation cannot be overlooked. Both domestic and international media often portray the US in a negative light, focusing on controversies and conflicts. Social media amplifies these narratives, sometimes spreading misinformation and fueling anti-American sentiment. This constant barrage of negative news can shape perceptions and reinforce biases, creating a more hostile view of the United States. It's important to recognize how media portrayal can influence public opinion, both positively and negatively. The rise of fake news and misinformation on social media platforms exacerbates misunderstandings and misconceptions about the USA. The media's role in shaping perceptions is powerful, and it's crucial for viewers to critically assess the information they consume. 9. Cultural differences and misunderstandings. Cultural differences and misunderstandings also play a significant role in shaping perceptions. Americans traveling abroad may sometimes be perceived as arrogant or ignorant of local customs, leading to friction and negative stereotypes. On the flip side, Americans might find certain foreign practices and norms strange or difficult to understand, contributing to a sense of us versus them. This mutual misunderstanding can breed resentment and reinforce negative stereotypes on both sides. Promoting cross-cultural understanding and empathy is key to breaking down these barriers and fostering more positive interactions. Examples of successful cultural exchanges show us that understanding and respect can bridge even the widest of cultural gaps. 10. The role of American exceptionalism. The concept of American exceptionalism, the belief that the United States is inherently different and superior to other nations, can also contribute to negative perceptions. This mindset can come across as arrogant or condescending, alienating those who feel their own cultures and countries are undervalued. While American exceptionalism has been a driving force behind the nation's achievements, it can also foster a sense of superiority that others find off-putting. Understanding the roots and implications of American exceptionalism helps us see how it shapes both domestic policies and international relations. If you enjoyed from this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content. Thanks for watching.